All right, let's talk about our last Airbnb experience, which was very good. We were in this Airbnb for 2 months, for the month of June and July. So we started in it's the summer season, but it's also the rainy season. The beginning of the rainy season starts pretty much the end of June, beginning of July. So there was quite a bit of rain. We really loved this apartment, I would say. It was a beautiful building at the top of a very steep hill, which was kind of tragic in terms of walking up and down that every day, but it was really nice. It had a elevator to the rooftop. The roof had a pool with a fantastic view of the ocean and pretty much almost a panoramic view of the entire area. Behind you, you could see the mountains. In front of you, you could see the water. So great. Most beautiful sunsets I've probably ever seen in my life happened on top of that roof. So can't complain about that. We lived on the very bottom floor, which unfortunately was like floor -1, so it was 1 floor below the street level, which had some issues. Puerto Vallarta and I think Mexico in general picks up its trash, at least in Puerto Vallarta, every day, but the trash is put on the corner of the street, and our building was on the corner of the street, so we're just subject to a lot of ants, a lot of flies, a lot of mosquitoes and things like that. So unfortunately we had a sliding glass door with a patio that we almost never used, because as soon as we opened the sliding glass door, we'd be attacked by flies or other types of gnats, things like that. The first night we moved in, we did have some issues, and I want to preface this by saying this apartment was really nice. It was a 1-bedroom, kind of like a studio. Had a sliding door, wooden door, so it felt like a 1-bedroom. Nice bathroom, had a really nice cool kitchen with a washer and dryer, so it pretty much had everything you needed. Couch, a little small couch, a little love seat, but we would say like the apartment was nice. Amenities were nice, but there were some things that I noticed that were issues that I could see, and one of them being the ceiling in the apartment wasn't fantastic, so the doors weren't exactly flush to the ground or even to the walls. Like you can see in the door frames that they were a little bit agape. There were a couple millimeters of gaps where bugs could get through, namely gnats, moths, ants. So they would come in, especially ants. We had an ant issue all the time. It was really hard to keep them out. The first night we were there, we had issues with cockroaches, which had to do with us not properly. There's like a door blocker, this long tube thing that blocks out the cockroaches, and we didn't have it adjusted correctly, so we had a cockroach come in that first night, and then there was a cockroach that came through the drain of the bathroom because we forgot to cover it. So that sucked. The first night we were like, oh god, we're gonna have to deal with cockroaches, but once we figured out how to secure the seals, it was fine. We never had an issue with cockroach after that. But still, lets you know like where we were at in the situation. It was prime for that. Also, after being there for 2 months, we did notice that the bathroom started to have this weird smell, like sewer type smell. You know, being on the bottom floor below ground level, you're gonna be more subject to the plumbing situation, and plumbing in Mexico is not great. It's not great at all, and we could smell things. I could smell things even. There's a desk in the bedroom and it's closer to the wall, and in the corner of the wall you could hear the plumbing. I could hear the water coming down from the apartments below, and there were times where I could smell it through the wall. So that was not the best situation, but you know, not great infrastructure in Mexico, and it's a tropical country. There's a lot going on. So, but like dealing with the mosquitoes, we had an issue towards the end of our stay where a lot of water came. It was really rainy, and a lot of water got stuck in the sliding glass door like tracks, and it settled there. We didn't notice, and then like 2 days later there was a hatching of mosquitoes. So that was not great. We had mosquitoes in the apartment. We had to kill those. So things we had to just like think about and worry about was just kind of annoying, because we live in a tropical country. So there's some other things that were interesting too. I did notice that the place had been flooded before. You could tell by the furniture. Some of the wooden furniture was warped and darker, and all throughout the apartment. So I have some photos of that, or pictures or video of that, of like all the areas, like in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, all of these spaces where you could tell that there had been flooding in the apartment, which makes sense. So if there's like a heavy rain, a hurricane, or if the sewer gets backed up, the water is gonna come into the apartment and it's gonna, you know, get so many inches high. And that had happened in that apartment before, and you can tell. So it is what it is. Luckily that didn't happen while we were there, and that was one of the main reasons why we left early, because we didn't really want to be in Mexico during the hurricane season, especially when you're on the coast. It just didn't seem like a good idea. So we ended up leaving, but really did love that apartment. It just had a lot of issues, small issues that we took care of, like the AC was leaking condensation, so we had to get that fixed. One of the drawers was one of those pressure drawers where when you open it, it stays open, and then you softly touch it and it closes. One of the drawers was broken, and for a few days, and we were dealing with it, and it would like stick out a little bit, and then one day I bent over into another cupboard and ended up scraping and cutting my leg on the open drawer. So that sucked. We had them come and fix that, which wasn't an issue. They fixed it. And then we had issues with our internet. The internet did go out. There was an issue with the cord. It took a few weeks for them to fix it. It wasn't their fault. It was the internet company's fault. And the internet company is kind of known for taking their time and coming when they want to come. So they were good about, you know, keeping us up to date and keeping us informed of like what was happening and in the loop. But we finally had them come out. They had to come out twice to fix it. They fixed it one time and it was like kind of fixed. Then it went out again, and they had to come again, and they had to like change the whole back end of the wiring, and then that actually fixed the problem. So aside from that, aside from all of those issues, we did really enjoy that apartment. It just was, we shouldn't have been in that apartment for 2 months. It's definitely more of a vacation spot, more of like 1 to 2 week kind of spot, not a 2 month kind of spot. So I have nothing but positive things to say about it, when you ask about it overall. But there were those like small little issues, they were kind of big issues, but they didn't like negatively impact my enjoyment of the apartment. But I was, you know, after the 2 months, we were definitely done, and we definitely wanted to move on. I would say if we ever go back there, we would prefer to be on a higher floor of the building. One that's not, the front door is not open to the outside, because I think that was like a really big part of the issue, was just being on the bottom floor. But if we were on a higher floor where the front door was inside the building, I think we would have felt a little bit differently about the situation. So yeah, that was our experience, or my review of our Airbnb, the fourth and last spot we had in Puerto Vallarta. All right, thanks for watching this video. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. If you are looking for help moving abroad, I do help individuals with that. I would describe myself as a lifestyle coach. I help you design and build your house, your life, and it's up to you to live in it and maintain it, but I help you get started. So if you're looking to move abroad, take a sabbatical, career change, fix your financial situation, I am here for you. So please go ahead and reach out to me with my contact information in the description below. See ya. Peace.